So now we've got a basic preset with just a signal going from the in to the out. We'll just rip through a quick, add a few things, a very basic setup, wah pedal, amp, cab, reverb. Because there's just a couple of other things I'd like to look at and then that should be it. So we'll just quickly add those things. So go to the grid.
Grid row 2 column 5, shunt. Grid row 2 column 3, grid row 2 column 2, shunt. Radio button.
That's where I'm going to put the amp. I would normally put it in the middle, but this is going to be very basic.
Selected. Tools, block, menu, with library, insert, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, shunt, input, output, amp, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, amp 1, amp, group.
So put the amp in.
Grid row 2 column, grid row 2 column 3, shunt, grid row 2 column 2, amp 1A, active, grid row 2 column 3, selected.
Put a cab in.
Tools, block, menu, window, Inax edit 3, with library, insert, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, shunt, input, out, amp, cab, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, cad 1, cad, block, group. Grid row 2 column 3, CAD 1A, grid row 2 column 1, shunt, radio button, selected.
Select that. Put a wah pedal in that
Tools.
first slot.
Block, menu, window, Inax, library, insert, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, shunt, wah wah, menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, wah wah 1, group.
I'm just going to bypass that wah for now because I need to set it up with the foot pedal to engage it, otherwise it'll be on
tempo,
all the time.
120 BPM, grid row 2 column 5, shunt, grid row 2 column 1, wah wah 1A, active, selected.
So I'm just going to bypass that. Right. Now I'm going to add a reverb.
Tools. Grid row 2 column 11, shunt, grid row 2 column 12,
right
shunt, radio, selected. Tools. Block, menu, window, Inax edit, library. Insert. Menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, shunt, wah wah, voc, trem, tone, tap, synth, rotary, ring modulator, reverb. Menu, window, Inax edit 3, window, reverb 1, group.
While I'm here, while that's already selected, I'll just jump down to the bottom and pick the type of reverb I want.
Unlinked, globe library, pop-up, large type. Large hall, pop-up button.
I'm going to go for medium room, I think. So arrow down a few.
London plate, pop-up button. Type, medium hall, pop-up button. Medium plate, pop-up button. Type, medium room, pop-up button.
That'll do. So now I'm going to set my amp.
Grid row 2 column, grid row 2 column 1, wah wah 1A, byte, grid row 2 column 2, amp 1A, active, radio button, selected.
Select that. Again, jump to the end of the window.
Unlinked, globe library, pop, grid type. Grid 800 mod.
It's already on the one I wanted because I've obviously set it before, so we'll just leave that. I'll go to the cab.
Grid row 2 column, grid row 2 column 3, CAD 1A, active, group.
Now with this cab, I'm going to jump to the end.
Unlinked, globe library, pop-up button, legacy, type. Legacy, pop-up button.
By default, it's set to legacy. Now, there are thousands of legacy cabs. So if you can't click the picker window and filter them by searching, you would arrow through forever. But luckily, there are Dynacabs, which there aren't as many of them, and it's a lot quicker to get what you want. So I'm going to up arrow on that legacy pop-up button.
Tap Dynacab, pop-up button.
Change it to Dynacab. Now I'm going to go to my parameters.
Grid slider, button. Input mode, left, pop-up button, Axe edit.
I'm going to change that input mode to stereo because I want to do some parallel routing. That's why I'm going to do, that's what this is for. So I want a stereo cab for that.
Input mode, stereo, pop-up
So
button.
I just up arrowed a couple of times to get to stereo.
Stereo, input mode, CAD 1 liter, 1x85 F1 tweed, pop-up button.
So that's a pop-up button for the cab types. I'm going to up arrow till I get to the Friedman V30.
4x12 Rumble F12L, pop-up button. 4x12 Recto Slant, pop-up button. 4x12 Friedman V30, pop-up button.
That's the one I want.
4x12 Friedman mic. Condenser, pop-up button.
So the mic is a condenser. I'm going to change that to dynamic 2. I'm just doing this quickly because I know what I want.
Dynamic 2, pop-up button, off, M, off button.
Now, do you see this button?
Dynamic off, M, off button.
Off, M, off button. That's a mute button. The second off doesn't mean anything real. Well, the first off, it's kind of confusing. It says off, M, off. If you wanted to mute that, you would click it and it would go to on, M, off. It's weird.
S level 0.00 pan 0.0 vertical
I'm
slider.
going to pan this to minus 100 because I want it to pan these guys. So you can see that's panned all the way to the left. Now I'm going to select another cabinet.
Dynacab button. Position, distance, CAD 2R. 1x85 F1 tweed, pop-up button.
Same again, the V30.
4x12 citrus, pop-up button. 4x12 Friedman V30, pop-up button.
That's it.
4x12 Friedman mic. Condenser, pop-up button.
Again, dynamic 2.
Dynamic 2 on, M, off button.
Now you see this button again, this M button, the mute button. It now says on, M off, and we want to change that to off.
Dynamic on, M, off button.
Because it's muted at the moment. Now if you click that with the vo space command.
On. Dynamic 2 on, M, off button.
Nothing happens, it won't change it. The way to do it is to root the mouse to the voiceover cursor. I do that with Shift Numpad 5.
On, M, off
and
button.
then left click, which I do with Control Numpad 5.
Off.
Now that's turned it off. Now that's more central now because I've got two cabs.
Off. S. Level. 0.0. Vertical slider.
Pan's at 0. I'm going to pan that all the way to 100, all the way to the right. And it should... See how that's central now? Even though I've got two cabs panned left and right. The sound is actually central because it's the exact same sound panned either side. But there is a point to this.
Dynacab. Group.
So I think that's it for the cabs. We just need to set up the wah pedal now.
Grid row 2, grid row 2 column 3, CAD 1A, active, grid row 2 column 2, amp 1A, active, radio button, grid row 2 column 1, wah 1A, bypassed, radio button, selected.
So we select that. We don't need to, I don't think we need to set it active. Go to the parameters.
Grid slider, but control, 0.00, modifier disabled, vertical slider, X edit 3.
Now here's this thing with modifier disabled. We need to assign a modifier. And the modifier we want to assign is the my expression pedal, which is plugged into the expression 1, which is external 1. Now to do that, we need to route the mouse to this controller with Shift Numpad 5.
Control, 0.00, modifier disabled, vertical slider.
Right click with Option Numpad 5.
Source 1, none, pop-up button.
Now you see that source 1. We've got it. It's a pop-up button, so we can just down arrow it till we get to the one we want, which is what I'm going to do. What I'm looking for is external 1. But it won't speak, so I have to tab away.
Scale 1, source 1, pedal 1, pop-up button.
I know it's 2 after that.
Scale 1, source 1, external 1, pop-up
So that's
button.
external 1. That's the one I wanted. Now I'm going to jump to the very bottom of this dialog
Auto engage.
where it says Auto Engage.
Auto engage, off, pop-up button.
Auto Engage is off. I want to set that to Med Pause so that my pedal will engage the wah pedal.
Auto engage, med pause, pop-up button.
I just up arrowed twice because I knew that's where it would be.
Grid
Now if I
slider,
can
button,
escape
grid
from
slider,
that
but edit
window,
text.
now my wah pedal should work. So that's the wah pedal working. Now we've got this basic preset set up. I just want to do a quick parallel signal path just below the one we've just made, just to do some stereo jiggery pokery with the wah pedals. Right, so
Grid row 2 column 5.
go into the grid.
Grid row 2, grid row 2 column 1, wah 1A, grid row 2 column 0, input 1A, active, radio button.
Now, because I'm going to be making new connections now, I'm going to have to do this on the hardware itself. Like, remember before we put it on the input 1 and then we just press and held enter and it connected all the way to the next available block and created shuns. We're going to do that now, but we're going to have to do them one at a time because we can't just press and hold. We're going to make a connection from the input to the block below the first wah pedal, and then it'll make a shun. I'll try and explain it as we go. So the first thing I need to do is on the device, I'm going to press the home button, make sure I'm on the home screen, just in case I wasn't. Then I press that the push encoder B to go to the layout grid. Now I'm going to arrow left a lot of times and up a few times, just to make sure the focus is where I want it to be. So left, 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 then up, up, up. Now I should be in the top left, like column 1, row 1. I'm going to down arrow twice. And now to check, if I hit this encoder C, it should bypass the input. So there we go. I'm strumming the guitar now and nothing is happening. Press it again, audio comes back. So now I know the focus is on the input. We'll just look at that, just to explain what I'm going to do.
Jack compo grid row 2 column 0, input 1A, active, radio
So
button.
there's the input, and then to the right of the input
Grid row 2 column 1, wah 1A, bypassed, radio
is the
button.
wah pedal. And then below that, down below
Grid row
it,
3 column 1, empty, radio button.
is empty. What I'm going to do is make a connection from that input to this empty slot below the wah pedal. And the way I do that is, on the hardware device, I know the input has got focus, so I press the enter button. Now that's ready to make a connection to one of the blocks. Then I go right 1, down 1, and press enter again. Now that will make a connection to that lower block, and because there's no effect in there, it will add a shunt. Now we can just check
Grid row 2, column 0. Input 1A. Active.
So there's
radio
the
button.
input.
Grid row 2, column 1. Wah 1A. Bypass.
Right
Radio
is the
button.
wah pedal, and then down below the wah pedal that was empty before.
Grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Radio button.
It's now got a shunt in, so I know I've successfully made a connection. Now the highlight is still on that shunt from last time because I've only just done it. So if I press enter again, it will be ready to make a connection from that shunt. What I want to do now is make...
Grid row 3, column 2. Grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Radio
so
button.
there's the shunt. I want to make another shunt.
Grid row 3, column 2.
To
Empty.
the right
Radio
of it,
button.
but it's empty.
Grid row 3, column 1. Shunt.
So I
Radio
press
button.
enter on that shunt. I go right one. Press enter again. And it will now make a connection to the next block and add a shunt again.
Grid row 3, column 0. Empty. Grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Radio
So
button.
there's our first shunt that we created. If we go right from there,
Grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio button.
there's another one. So now I know I've got a connection coming out of input 1. It's going down to that first shunt, and then that's going across to the next shunt. Now from here, I want to go
Grid row 3, column 3. Empty. Radio
right
button.
one, which is empty, but I want to go up to
Grid
the
row 2,
cab.
column 3. CAD 1A. Active. Radio
So I want to
button.
make a connection from that
Grid row 3,
shunt
grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio button.
on 3 column 2
Grid row 3, grid row 2, column 3. CAD 1A. Active.
up
Radio
to,
button.
up to the cab.
Grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio
Again,
button.
the highlight is already on the shunt I've just made. So I press enter on that shunt. It's ready to connect. I go right one and up one. And now when I press enter, it'll connect to the cab. Now what we've got 2 shunts below. We've got a shunt below the wah and a shunt below the amp. I'm going to copy the amp and paste it into that shunt below the amp.
Grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio. Grid row 3, grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A. Active. Selected. Radio button.
So I'm going to select the amp.
Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A. Active. Radio button. Selected.
Now I'm going to copy it with Command C.
Block.
Now I need to, it's just lost focus. I need to go back
EQ.
to the
Tempo.
grid.
Grid row 2, column 5. Grid row 2, column 4. Shunt. Grid row 2, column 1. Wah 1A. Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A. Active. Selected. Radio.
Whenever you copy something or put a shunt, it seems to lose focus. It doesn't stay for some reason. Voiceover goes elsewhere. Now I'm going to down arrow.
Jack component. Radio button. Grid row 2, grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio button.
See that? Did you hear that?
Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A.
If I try and down arrow
Radio
from
button.
there,
Jack component. Radio
it
button.
goes to this jack component.
Grid row.
So sometimes you have to go like left
Grid row 2, grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Radio
and then
button.
down
Grid row 3, column 2. Shunt. Radio
and
button.
then back across. It's just weird. It's just, you get used to these quirks. Now I'm going to select that shunt.
Selected.
Remember, I'd copied that amp. I'm going to hit Command V to paste.
Group.
Now I'm going to go, I've lost focus again. I'm going to go back to the grid.
Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A. Active. Radio button.
I've got amp 1A on the top row.
Jack component. Grid row 2, grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Grid row 3, column 2. Amp 2A. Active.
And I've
Selected.
got
Radio
amp
button.
2 on the bottom. What I've basically done is created a parallel path and I've copied 1 amp from the top row into the bottom row. Now I'm going to copy the wah pedal from the top
Grid
row
row 2, column
into
1.
the
Wah
bottom row.
1A. Bypass. Radio button.
So I'm going to select the wah pedal,
Selected.
Command C to copy.
Block.
I have to go back to the grid. 'cause it
Please.
loses
Close
focus.
button. EQ. Grid row 2, column 1. Wah 1A. By grid row 3, column 1. Shunt. Radio
Go down
button.
to that shunt below the wah pedal.
Selected.
Select it. Hit Command Paste. Command V, sorry, to paste.
Group.
Go back to the grid again.
Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1. Grid row 2, column 1. Wah 1A. Bypass.
Now
Radio
for
button.
down arrow.
Grid row 3, column 1. Wah 2A. Bypass.
See, I've
Selected.
got
Radio button.
wah 1 in the top row.
Grid row 2, column 1. Wah 1A. By grid row 3, column 1. Wah 2A. Bypass.
wah 2
Selected.
in
Radio
the
button.
But remember, it's the same wah, so it's copied all the settings as well, the auto engage and the modifier. So now I've copied the wah and the amp. I'm just going to make a quick change to the 2 amps.
Grid row 3, column 2. Amp 2A. Act. Grid row 2, column 2. Amp 1A. Active. Radio
So
button.
I'll
Selected.
select amp 1A. Go to the parameters.
Grid slider button. Gain 5.0 bass mid treble. Accented 3 has new depth 0 point master volume headroom group headroom minus 20 points input trim 1 points level minus balance 0.0 vertical slider.
I'm going to change that balance to minus 100. Pan it all the way to the left. But it won't sound like it's panning because it's got another amp exactly the same that's still center.
Level balance minus 100.0 vertical slider.
Now I'm going to go to the second amp.
Grid row 2 grid row 2 column 2 amp 1A jack component radio grid row 2 grid row 3 column 2 amp 2A active radio button selected.
Select that. Go to the parameters.
Grid slot gain bass mid treble present depth master headroom accented input trim level minus balance 0.0 vertical slider.
And I'm going to put that to 100% all the way to the right.
Input select balance. 100.0. Vertical
Now I'm
slider.
going to do the same with the wah pedals.
Grid row 2. Grid row 2 column 4. Sean. Grid row 2 column 1. Wah 1A. Bypass. Selected. Grid slot control lock control take frequency resonant induct low cut drive fat Q track level balance bypass mode balance 0.0 modifier disabled
Set that
vertical
to
slider
minus 100 all the way to the left.
byte balance minus 100.0 modifier disabled vertical slider. Grid row 2 grid row 2 column 1 wah 1A grid row 3 column 1 wah 2A bypass radio
Now I'm going to select wah 2.
selected. Grid slider button control taper
Put the
lock
balance
38
all the way
lock
to
control
the right.
frequency resonant induct low cut drive fat Q track level balance bypass mode balance 0.0 modifier disabled
100%
vertical slider
with the up arrow.
bypass balance 100.0 modifier disabled vertical slider.
There is a point to all this. Now, I've already got the second wah pedal selected. So I'm going to jump to the end.
Unlinked. Global block library. Pop-up button. Clyde. Type. Clyde. Pop-up button.
So it's Clyde. It's the same as the other one. We've got 2 amps, 2 wah pedals, 2 amps panned left and right, 2 wah pedals panned left and right. Yet the sound is still down the centre. There's no pan. But if we change this second wah pedal to a different wah pedal,
Tap color tone. Pop-up button.
colour tone, it's going to have a completely different character to the sweep. You know, when it sweeps through the frequencies. So now when with the wah pedal not engaged, it's still in the centre. But when I engage the wah pedals, you can hear that stereo spread because suddenly there's something with a different character panned. And that's what that was all about, just to get those 2 wahs. That's all that was for.